Hello everyone, it's Fraser from Cultaholic.com and I'm here with some lovely news. We have a big update on the current contract status of Brock Lesnar in the WWE. We have a report saying that Ronda Rousey is planned for a big match at Evolution in October. A SmackDown star is currently injured and we could have seen a New Japan vs WWE Dream match at SummerSlam. What if? So first up today we have a report from PW Insider which shines a new light on the current status of former Universal Champion Brock Lesnar. While the report it states that Brock Lesnar is on his way out of the WWE, the door is open for a return, but instead he'll be diverting most of his attention to the UFC. It has been speculated for some time that Brock Lesnar would be leaving the WWE and heading for UFC, originally believed to be doing so when his contract expired near WrestleMania back in April. However, it seemed he did sign an extension which saw him compete through SummerSlam on a very limited basis. Just this past Sunday, we finally saw Brock Lesnar lose his Universal Championship to Roman Reigns, a championship he's held for over 500 days. Many expected Brock to retaliate the next night on Raw. And while he was advertised for the show, it was reported that he flew home immediately following SummerSlam. With Kurt Angle, the general manager of Raw, writing off a rematch between the Big Dog and the Beast Incarnate for Hell in a Cell, it seems we have seen the last of Brock Lesnar for now. However, once his UFC career is over, we may see him back in the squared circle. Going from one former UFC star to the other, we saw Ronda Rousey pick up her first ever Raw Women's Championship on Sunday night by defeating Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam. And according to a report from the Wrestling Observer, we know what her next feud will be. It's being reported that the upcoming pay-per-view in October, Evolution, we will see Ronda Rousey take on former Divas champion Nikki Bella in the main event. Now the seeds of this feud was planted at SummerSlam when we saw Nikki Bella and Brie, her sister, at ringside during the Raw Women's Championship match, and at the conclusion of the match, they entered the ring and celebrated with Ronda and Natalya. And while not the dream match many people have clamoured for, with most people opting for Ronda versus Charlotte, a match we'll likely see at WrestleMania, it seems WWE's mindset is to put the two biggest mainstream stars in a match in the main event, which is quite a good idea. It would definitely draw people in. Although it should be noted that the plans for this match are not 100% set in stone. With almost 2 months to go until the Evolution pay-per-view, we could see WWE go a different route and instead have Rousey face someone else. In other news, it seems we may have actually been able to see a New Japan Pro Wrestling versus WWE match at SummerSlam, with Chris Jericho himself reporting on his podcast that he pitched the Intercontinental Champion himself versus Intercontinental Champion of the WWE to Vince McMahon. Speaking on his podcast, Jericho mentioned that when Seth Rollins was the WWE Intercontinental Champion, he had pitched a match to Vincent Kennedy McMahon himself that would see Chris Jericho come over to the WWE as the New Japan Pro Wrestling Intercontinental Champion and take on Rollins in a match at SummerSlam. Obviously, this match never came to fruition as we saw Seth Rollins defeating Dolph Ziggler in the opening match of SummerSlam to reclaim his Intercontinental Championship. As well as it's being reported by Jericho himself that Vince actually never got back to him about the idea. It would have been interesting though to see the Intercontinental Champion of the WWE face the Intercontinental Champion of New Japan in a dream match. Now we have seen Seth Rollins versus Chris Jericho on Raw before, but it would have been interesting to see what they could have done at a higher stage, as well as how WWE would have treated a champion of another promotion. But unfortunately, as it didn't happen, we have to keep crossing our fingers for a potential New Japan versus WWE dream match in the future, but it's probably very far out. And finally today we have a report from WWE itself, which announced on WWE.com that Eric Rowan, one half of the Bludgeon Brothers and former SmackDown Tag Team Champion, is injured, suffering a torn bicep in his match at SummerSlam. While Rowan did compete on SmackDown 2 days after SummerSlam, it was purely to drop his SmackDown Tag Team Championships to the New Day. It looks like Eric Rowan will be out of action for up to 8 months, with a scheduled return to be around about mid-April, so we might see him back in time for WrestleMania. We might not, he may just miss the show, which would be a real shame as the Bludgeon Brothers have finally built up some momentum, finally found their footing in the tag team ranks, winning the SmackDown Tag Team Championships back at WrestleMania 34. Now, everyone here at Cultaholic wishes Eric Rowan a speedy recovery, and we hope to see him back in the ring soon. And that is all the news we have for you today. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheFraserPorter, and if you like what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to us on Patreon at patreon.com/Cultaholic. And don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.